They used tear gas, water cannons, and batons against unarmed residents who tried to stop them from entering.
Okay.
I was even more horrified to see the full videotape of the events of April 2011. Iraqi forces were shooting at unarmed women, men, and children. 34 people were killed and over 320 residents injured. I could not believe the way in which soldiers shot indiscriminately at people as though they were just objects that they were looking at through target practice. I'm here today to be a voice for the families who worry about their loved ones. The U.S. will leave Iraq at the end of the year on the same timeline that President Maliki is planning to close Camp Ashraf. Once U.S. forces leave, there will be no way to protect these residents. After these two attacks, and with Iraqi forces continuing to surround these camps, I cannot have it on my conscience or the conscience of the United States for these 3,400 residents to be harmed when we could have stopped it. I believe that the State Department and the President should use its position and influence to extend the December 31st deadline for the closure of Camp Ashraf, that we should push the Iraqi government not to relocate Camp Ashraf residents to places all over inside Iraq. And we need to urge the Iraqi government to allow the UN High Commission for Refugees to do its work in helping the residents of Camp Ashraf find a safe place to go. That is the least that they deserve.
Thank you very much. And let me just make one correction for my colleague. That was not indiscriminate shooting. That was worse. That was very discriminate. That was very pointed and very aimed shooting at the specific individuals who were murdered that day, including women and minors who were unarmed. They were targeted. They went through the sights. It wasn't just somebody shooting into the air and accidentally hitting somebody. This is premeditated murder. And that's one of the reasons that we're here today. Now that we've all had our say, it's time to hear some explanations and hopefully have some questions and answers and some dialogue to shed some light on what you can see is legitimate outrage on the part of the members of Congress who understand what's going on here. So first let me note we have two fine witnesses from the State Department. Daniel Freed is a career Foreign Service officer, started in 1997, and over his career our paths have crossed many times in many different locations. Barbara Leaf is currently the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Iraq in the Bureau of Near Eastern Affairs, and she has been involved in, she has actually taken this post as of August 2011. Mr. Freed.
Chairman Rohrabacher and Shabbat, Ranking Member Carnahan, thank you for the opportunity to testify and to report to you on the substantial ongoing efforts of the United States to address this serious humanitarian issue. The government of Iraq has announced that Camp Ashraf must be closed by the end of this year, and arrangements for the security and humane treatment of the residents have not been finalized. With time short, all parties must cooperate and accept the credible proposals being put forward by the United Nations for a humane, secure, and mutually agreed relocation of the residents. Vice President Biden stressed during his recent trip to Baghdad the importance the United States places on a peaceful and secure resolution of the situation at Camp Ashraf. The Secretary has tasked me to ensure that the U.S. government is taking every responsible action possible, working with the United Nations and our allies and partners, and in contact with the residents of Camp Ashraf and those who speak for them, to achieve a safe and secure relocation of the residents of Camp Ashraf. As everyone here knows, the Iraqi government has publicly expressed its decision to close Camp Ashraf by the end of this year.